Even when you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go. Go, go, go.
What is up? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Once again, I am Dragon Rider. Blibbers just did a disappearing act on us. We got rugged. Spencer rugged us.
I rugged you, bro. I rugged you. Sorry.
He was
I
just doing
didn't
a
know you were
magic hand.
firing it up. Anyway, yes, I'm Blibbers. Thanks for tuning in. Sorry about my absence there.
Yeah,
I am
today.
Waifer back.
Yes, absolutely, man. This is awesome. So this is part two of Wafer Boys, the V2 post AMA. What's up, guys?
Thanks very much for having us tonight, guys. We really appreciate you wanting us to come back and talk about our project and get to know you guys more.
Absolutely. So, man, it's been quite a wild ride launching this V2, huh?
Oh yeah. Obviously, when you release these things, migration platforms and new token features, obviously there can be some hiccups and bugs, and we just want to say thank you to our great community and to all of our supporters for really sticking it out with us and understanding that sometimes there's a learning curve with certain platforms, and just know we'll always be here for you to make sure that you're taken care of. Hatham, you wanted to say something? I'm sorry.
No, I really appreciate you guys for taking time and giving us some of your time. I know time in my world means love, and that's just showing some love to us. I really appreciate that, and it's a blessing being on here with you guys.
Absolutely, absolutely. So, if you could just go into a little quick, brief explanation for those who don't know what Wafer Coin is.
You can be more brief this time.
Yeah.
If they want the long-winded explanation, they can go back.
Yeah, Wafer is a deflationary BEP20 token on the BSE Smart Chain. Tokenomics are 10% tax. It's 3% to reflections for holders, 3% to liquidity, 2% to static burn, and 2% back in marketing. And it is the native cryptocurrency of our social platform, RedWave.
Absolutely.
That was clean and concise.
That's the 30-second elevator pitch.
Yep, as one of our great mods and marketing guys, Shane says, it's all about that elevator pitch. You got to make sure you have that on point in case you're in a room with folks that need to know what's going on in a hurry. So shout out to Shane for always giving those solid nuggets and advice.
Absolutely. So just a quick explanation of so what changed from V1 to V2.
Hey, then would you like to go over that?
Oh, so yeah, there's quite a few things that we implemented into our new contract that wasn't capable in our previous contract. So you got the whale tax, and then also we're our previous contract, we couldn't integrate NFTs into it.
Let me clarify on the whale mechanism really quick. It's essentially not a tax per se, but it limits the amount of liquidity that someone can pull at any one time to a certain percent designated on the back end. So I just want to clarify that real quick, but go ahead, Hatham.
Yeah, for sure. And then staking, farming capabilities, that's coming down the line. We changed our tokenomics from our previous. It's still a 10% tax, but 3% goes back to the holders, and then 2% goes to marketing and development, and another 2% goes to, or is that 3, 4, 5? What is it? 3% goes to 2% goes to burn, LP, and then 3% to reflections. Yeah, sorry, but yeah, those are the main features for the new contract, and it's running a lot smoother and better than the old one. So
the other thing is on the peer-to-peer, there's no more tax either. So if I send Wafer from me to you, the tokenomics tax isn't triggered by that transaction anymore.
So that's beautiful.
Right. I know that it sucks when you have a token that like a really cool token you want to send to people, but it's like in order for me to send it, it's costing me 10% or 5%, whatever that percent is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, for us, it's just gas from wallet to wallet, which is a pretty significant change from what we used to have as well. So yeah, I just wanted to throw that in there as well.
I feel like that's pretty significant for compared to anyone else's token. All right, most. Now I would say, I mean, that's the first I've heard of that. That's beautiful.
Yeah, and that was one thing that we were thinking is like, okay, so if we want people to use this, it doesn't make sense to tax the peer-to-peer, right? If I want to send
Yeah.
it to Joe and Joe wants to send it to Sally, we shouldn't be, having Joe and Sally pay tax on something that was maybe a gift, right? So, yeah, we wanted to make sure that we address that because we know that our community was like pretty adamant about, hey, if we can get that change, that could be a game changer just in general. So that was a big change.
Oh yeah, that's awesome. So I wanted to ask, did the migration go better or worse than you thought, or did it go exactly how you expected it to go?
So I mean, I kind of went into it not really knowing what to expect, because it is as people say, it's crypto, right? Stuff happens. But in terms of migrations and kind of things that transpired, I mean, some of it we expected. Obviously, there was some minor hiccups like gas issues here and there with like the migration platform causing people to have some minor errors. Obviously, those were some bugs and kinks we had to work through as a team. But yeah, in terms of being a part of a migration, I think this is and some other folks have said it's one of the smoother migrations in terms of being able to swap your tokens and how easy that was. And then once trading obviously started, again we kind of knew we would see some sells and such because the price impact was higher. But yeah, we didn't really know what to expect. Like I said, it's crypto, and wild stuff happens from time to time, and we're just glad to see the reception of V2 and to see that the charts obviously are rebounding, and seeing people start to come in as new buyers and seeing it grow. Plus, our marketing efforts are starting to really shine through here and there. So obviously, as that continues forward, we'll start to see more support. We'll start to see more buy side pressure, and then we'll see more development into Red Wave with the crypto parts and aspects.
Yeah.
So the way we see it is we basically rebuilt everything from top to bottom, gave it all new features, bells and whistles. So that way we have more to deliver to the public and to our amazing community, which has been like legit probably the best community I've ever been a part of. Everyone is so supportive and helpful, and we couldn't do it without you guys, so thank you.
Absolutely. So if you could just for a second just go into so what were, I know you Red Wave went through some upgrades as well. If you just touch on some of those.
Yeah, so as we talked about in the last space that we were in, obviously the server racks and everything have been fully upgraded and moved to a more centralized state of being, if you will, for our developers to have more ease of use. So now basically these guys can start developing full force into everything that we're looking to do. At the end of the day, we are starting to see more of these features coming in. Obviously we have the ability to earn points, and now with our smart wallet already in production, we're expecting to have full integration, so peer-to-peer and things like that can start happening more naturally and into the ecosystem we've created as the marketplace starts to kind of pick up. So Hatham, do you have anything on that end?
I mean, one cool feature that was actually upgraded in there is before you were able to see like everybody and everybody, you know what I mean? It's like you was out in the middle of Times Square and you're just running into everybody and what everybody is saying. So we kind of, canceled in the noise from the outside. So now you can actually your news feed is more targeted to your friends, and if you don't like something that someone is posting or they're spamming too much about some other coin or something, you can just unfriend them or unfollow them, and then basically you'll just continue with the people that you're more interactive with, and so it became a little bit more personal in my world. So
yes, the news update was a pretty significant one, the most recent one. I know the things that are on the to-do list and on the task board. The back button on Android, we know that closes the app, so that is in the works. We have a copy link that is going to be coming as well. I know that that's also in production. And then I know that GIFs and other things that people want to see, we're going to be updating the GIFs, things of that nature as well. So there's more options in there. And then obviously the live streaming will continue to improve as we get more storage space available over time.
Wait, so you can can you live stream on Red Wave right now?
Yeah,
You can.
it's
You can
it's
live
a
stream,
little-
but you can't save.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
it's limited in storage capacity. So, and the way that it works is people have to be on when you're live at the time, again to view it because it won't store. And it does push out a notification to your friends. It does say, oh, so and so is live, so people can go in and view. But in terms of functionality and stuff, again, it's pretty basic in terms of its capability currently. But we're gonna improve on that for sure.
Hey man, I think that's already a big win. I didn't know that you could live stream. I love it.
Yeah,
I
it's
love it.
pretty cool. There's some improvement that is needed there, but it does function currently.
Yeah, I mean, right now the way Red Wave is, I mean, it's so cool, but it's still, and think about it, it's still like alpha mode, a step higher than beta mode. We still, everything evolves according to the feedback from the community and the users, and to improve the user interface and all the qualities that we're looking for in a, social media platform that's integrated with crypto as well.
Okay. So I was gonna go back to like the migration and stuff. So is there is there a time limit left to make that happen if you're a holder?
We were pushing people obviously to do it as soon as possible so we can make the major move, everything. But the way we kind of calculated everything was based on how many tokens migrated in total percentage. So that's kind of how we base some of our decisions. In terms of how long that will be open, we want to leave it open as long as possible, up to indefinitely, so people don't feel like they've been burned or cheated, or feel like they missed out just because they weren't engaged for a couple of weeks, right? I don't feel like that's moral or ethical to do.
Yeah.
So we want to keep that swap open and help as many holders and people come over as we have holders in our V1. Obviously, some of those might be bots or what have you, but for real world people, if they see something late, we're going to get them the help. We're going to make sure that they migrate and that that their funds are safe in terms of what they invested in.
That's always a double-edged sword there. If you don't put a timeline, people say, I'll just do it later.
Yeah,
But if
exactly.
you put a timeline, if you put a timeline, there'll be a little bit more urgency, but it's not more like, hey, we're putting a timeline because we don't want you to get your monies or swapped over. We're just putting a timeline because in your head you're gonna say, oh, I got this. Most of the people probably wait till the last second, to do the swap. Like, hey, if you don't do the swap by next week, then you're in trouble. Like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
And one thing is, and what people forget is because the tax is set to 99, it's essentially untradeable anyway. So the only thing that they can do without a 99% tax plus gas would be to migrate the tokens. So essentially, in a manner of speaking, they're non-tradable. I mean, if someone really wanted to, they would obviously it would probably error out in terms of them trying to sell it because the tax is so high.
Yeah.
So I mean, at the end of the day, it is forcing people to migrate in that way. But we put a 60-day time frame on it. But again, I want to make sure everyone has their fair shake at being able to migrate.
Yeah. I think as a holder that you're supposed to be paying attention to your monies anyway. I think that's more than enough time to get your stuff in order. So oh man, I just had a brain fart.
Need some brain freshener.
Yeah. Oh man. I'm at a loss for. Oh man.
Let me talk a little bit about the migration and
Yes. Yeah.
what my view is.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
No, I was gonna add. There, a lot of people are having like, what is one of the major issues that people are having right now? That could be a simple fix or something that they're just not paying attention to. Like, I know a lot of people are like, hey, I can't do this, I can't do that. What are like some easy fixes for for most of the issues that they're having with the migration.
I'll talk about the iPhone side, and I'll let Rick talk about the Android side, or in general also. Like, so what we found is it's better to use the Trust Wallet, because I know I have SafePal, but there was some issues using SafePal. So Trust Wallet and using Google Chrome as the browser. I like to use. You can use Safari, but using Safari, if you need to clear the cache and history and stuff, you need to go back into your settings and go out of this. When you download the Chrome, there's a button at there where you can clear out settings, clear out the history and the cache and the cookies and all that stuff, which is pretty simple. And then mainly people, what they mess up is when they connect the wallets, they go and connect the wallet, but they don't change to the smart chain network. It's still on ETH network, and they're like, "Oh, I can't press the button or anything." Yeah. And then another thing we encountered was that people weren't deleting all the numbers after the decimal, including the decimal. That was another thing. And then sometimes there'll be connection errors, but you just have to refresh and then do the process again. Those are the main things that we kind of ran into as far as from the iPhone, iPhone users. Rick, you want to point out some stuff on the Android side, or?
Yeah, on the Android side, when you're using Google Chrome, obviously it's easier on Android because it's basically a default. Some people did obviously have like Samsung, their online whatever as their default, so that was a complication there. Mm-hmm. But yeah, anytime it was Google Chrome, it was successful. So again, once you connect your wallet, where it says Waifer migration platform wants to connect to your Trust wallet, there's a very, very tiny like drop down. And you'll miss it if you're not paying attention. A lot of people will just go and click really fast, and then they run into an error. But the default wallet says personal wallet, and there's an Ethereum symbol. You got to click on that little button and then switch it to BSC, like Hatham was saying, to connect. Now, the caveat with the Android phone is you have to actually, when you do connect, it'll say Waifer migration connected to your Trust wallet. You have to leave your Trust wallet open and change windows from Trust wallet to Google Chrome, where you have the swap or the migration platform open. Once you put in however many tokens and click migrate, it'll have you approve once for like 10 or 12 cents, and then you'll go back to the migration platform itself and click migrate one more time. It'll give you a second approval, basically confirming double time, right, that you do want to do this. And then it does like I think it's like 60 or 65 cent gas, so in total about 75 or 80 cents gas, but you have to approve 2 times through Android. So a lot of people were missing that, and again, that was a caveat that we didn't realize was going to be a thing until it went live. So obviously you guys can tell we've done a lot of troubleshooting and helping a lot of people get through it. And MetaMask was actually very simple as well. Literally, since MetaMask is one of the options, it's like the main option, and then there's Wallet Connect. When you connect through MetaMask, you would basically do the same thing, but sometimes depending on the browser, again, Google Chrome, I had to approve twice, even using MetaMask as well. So that's something to look out for. And then your chain should already be on BSD chain if you haven't already added it to your MetaMask. So that's another thing to remember as well.
Yeah, and make sure you have BSC to pay for them gases. That's another issue that people wasn't paying attention to.
Yes, correct. You'd be surprised how many people I've sent them BNB to get their transfers to go through.
Yeah. And I will say, from an Android user myself, another potential thing that a lot of people don't pay attention to, especially with Trust Wallet, because that's one of the main that's the main wallet I use for BSC stuff. Is that when you go through to your when you use Wallet Connect and you connect your wallet and you go to back out, don't hit OK, because if you hit OK, it's going to close it out. You got to have save, and you got to click save and OK, and then that way it stays connected to the website.
I got you.
Otherwise, clear your cache and try it again, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then I know some people were trying to do it through D-apps instead of using the browser too on the Android side. So that was one of the issues too. But one thing I wanted to point out actually about this whole migration thing, that was I wasn't shocked, but I was like, happy from the inside from how like the whole community like stepped in and came in and actually, was like, it was like a 24-hour support team, and it wasn't just like the admins and us in there and stuff. It was just the whole community coming in together and like, okay, here's this and here's that, or this is what you do, or watch this video. And then, we would open voice chats and stuff in there, and a lot of people just came in to help out. And I just like during this time is like where you can tell whether your crypto community is like a good solid golden community or not, because you have communities that'll come in and then you just see a whole bunch of FUD and stuff,
Yeah.
and instead of, we didn't see FUD, we just saw a whole bunch of love in there, and that's what I was very excited and happy to see during our migration.
It was a whole lot of panicked people like, I can't figure this out.
Yeah. Oh, we played the customer service role for a minute.
Yeah.
It was literally anytime someone was like, "Oh, I have an issue. Like, can you voice chat?" And then we'd get like 6, 7 there at a time or more. Hey, here's my issue. Here's my issue, and we would make sure everyone was resolved before we closed the chat. So, we're still opening chats here and there. It's slowed down just a little bit. I think people have started looking and seeing, obviously, the how-tos and actually going through the pins, thankfully. So I know that helps. And then plus, if they check our channels and stuff, obviously that information's also there. So.
Yeah. So if you just to touch on what happened with so the big jump that everybody was looking at when they saw their wallets, you know what I'm saying, right before the launch, everybody opened their wallets and they seen this big number, you know what I'm saying. If you can just explain what happened there, so people don't feel like they're, for those that don't know, so they don't feel like that they just got wrecked or something,
Yeah, absolutely. I appreciate you actually asking that. When we originally added our LP, it was for like $1 at minimum, so that way we could finish up the migration platform, because it did need a live contract in order for it to be finished up on that end. So that's why we deployed minimal LP. But when we did the deployment of the $1, we had about 5 different bots buy, and it actually did have a significant price impact. And after we deployed the 150,000 in LP, we did have a handful of people in the community. It didn't come from developer or anything like that. They took advantage of the situation, unfortunately, and ended up selling off a significant amount. And we did expect some sell off, but not to the degree that we kind of saw.
Yeah.
It was pretty hard to watch. I mean, we put a lot of time, effort, and care into the migration and making sure everything was running smoothly, and to have that happen, I felt like was kind of an opportunistic thing someone did. I mean, again, it's DeFi, right? Unfortunately, and it hurt to see, because again, this is our baby, right? We work hard to make this work, and to make sure people know we're not some sort of fly by night scam or something like that. And everyone on the mod staff and especially the dev team, we were looking at the charts and kind of in disbelief.
And it was only like what, 2 or 3 wallets that were doing that.
Yeah, and they were selling back to back to back to back,
Yeah.
and then people started asking, like, so why is the LP low, or what's happening with the LP? I thought LP acquisition was happening, and it's like, it is, but these people aren't allowing it to operate how it needs to, right? Like, they're selling faster than this thing can recover. So in terms of obviously it was a hard lesson to learn. And deep down, again, it was hard. It was hard to watch and hard to swallow. But where we are now versus where we were with our V1, we're still technically up from where we were into the twos or $2 million market cap. So, that was something that was a win. Unfortunately, the LP took a hit due to some greed. It seems like.
Yeah.
And again, that didn't come from the dev staff or anything to that effect. It was just someone took advantage of the situation, and we paid for it, unfortunately.
Yeah, I think a lot of people probably don't know that in that moment, they just got excited and they sold, but they didn't realize that they're actually taking liquidity from you guys, right? They're taking money that you guys put into the liquidity pool and just using that situation to just wreck it, basically.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
people don't understand that they're just like reaching
Right.
in and taking a bunch of money out of your pocket.
And
Yeah.
the thing that gets me too is like, we can prepare all day or as much as we want, but if someone dumps like that, there's not a whole lot that we can do at our disposal that is
Yep.
in our wheelhouse that we can do that'll maintain trust and also be that balancing act, right? It's a tough situation, but at the end of the day, we have to let the cards fall kind of where they fall, and we'll just keep pushing forward, marketing, growing, and make them pay, right?
Yeah.
Sellers,
Yeah.
sellers get wrecked, right? So
Exactly.
we're just going to keep pushing forward. I mean, again, we're a battle tested team in terms of what's happened to us and where we've gone and where we're going. So I just see it again as like a learning experience, and we'll pick up and keep moving.
Yeah, the main thing is to push forward. I mean, that move was either two things: one, total ignorance, or two, total scandalous. So
Yeah.
we just don't
Absolutely.
know, and that's nothing in our hands. The only thing that we can do and we can control is how we move forward and how we react with the whole situation.
Absolutely. And it's obvious you guys are still kicking butt and it's recovering. So it's an amazing thing to see, man. I still look at I try not to pay attention to it because I don't like to continuously watch charts because then it gets my anxiety up. But every time I look,
Yeah.
I do look. It's like we're still doing well. You guys are still kicking butt and doing your jobs, man. And it's an awesome thing to see.
Yeah, I mean, we
There's
just got listed with. Can I say it? Or did we announce it already? Yeah, we announced it, right? Yeah, with
Yeah.
CC Tip. So
I saw
people can
that.
come into the Telegram, and if they like, share something that they do something in the group. Anybody's down to tip something to the group or make it rain. We got listed with CTCC Tip, which is you can tip Waifer in there. I don't know if you guys are familiar with that. I know you guys are, but if anybody else is familiar in there, but if they come in and be active in our group, do some graphics or do a tweet or something. We're always very generous to tip something now with that we have that, in our community.
Yeah, not to mention you guys will be seeing more airdrops and stuff like that now that we do have that ability through their Twitter bot, if you will, for the tipping as well. So today we actually did a 10 billion token giveaway to 100 people, and that went fast, man.
I saw that. I was like, man, I was just out of reach.
And we're going to do more. We're going to do a lot more here. Obviously, we want to start, making things fun and getting more interaction with people. So you'll start seeing more giveaways and cool airdrops like that. And again, special shout out to Crypto Pulse Shane for helping us really cement that partnership with them. That was really great of him to help us get that solidified. So I just wanted to give a shout out to him for helping us continue to grow.
So we are working on an April giveaway. Can I give some leaks?
Leak it.
Okay.
Leak it.
So the April giveaway we're working on it's gonna be for 10 winners throughout the month of April. All right, and each winner gets 50 billion Waifer. Okay, and requirements. Some of the requirements are it's got to be a new wallet holder, not a transfer from another wallet. You get to enter once if you minimum purchase of $50. If you purchase more than 1,000, you enter twice. It's going to be like a raffle, or there's this thing on the computer you can do it, and they'll pick out winners and stuff. And then 3, if you enter, you can enter up to 3 times for each wallet. And the third time, the way to enter is to go into our April giveaway group on Red Wave and post hash, and then also you're gonna send the hash to the email for the first entry as well too. Those. That's kind of I've brainstormed it. I have it laid out. I just need to put the flyer together, but that's kind of like a leak for what's going on for April to create some momentum and bring some new holders in, and put the word out and stuff. And then you guys put the word out in the Telegram or anywhere else. We'll make it rain in there too. Why not?
Hey.
Right?
I like it.
Oh man, that's
So
awesome
you guys,
stuff.
last time we talked, you guys said that you were kind of like putting marketing on hold, given that you guys were in the middle of a migration, you just had so much going on. So now that the dust is sort of settled, is it marketing like full tilt?
Yeah, so in terms of marketing, we've gotten a handful of show groups going. We have billboard design underway. We're going to be doing some promos. We have partnerships that are going to be pretty significant coming up here. GDT, Gorilla Diamond Token, actually I don't know if you guys saw, officially allowed us to go live today after all of our migrations settled up and all that stuff. So we're there. We're working on a few exchanges in the background as well. I don't want to say too much. Again, I don't want to, create speculation and then create any kind of issue in the future. But working on a couple of influencers as well. Once we start locking those down, we'll be disclosing kind of, how that'll work. And then we do have some marketing that will be beginning in the Middle East and in Africa. Haitham, would you like to kind of touch on some of the marketing that'll be happening overseas?
Yeah, it's definitely a big marketing proposal. It's going to run for about 3 months. It's North Africa and in the Middle East. There's quite a few things going on, especially coming into next month where it's Ramadan. So there'll be a few things going on. We have a whole marketing team down there that's in charge of that, with a whole marketing proposal that they're bringing to the table. We're just waiting on the proposal to come through. So that's so we're not just looking for just the local, advertising. And there's still a little bit of few things that we need to tighten up on our end, and I'm very transparent with everything. I mean, we want to get the KYC or KYD done for sure. That's very important for international investors. And then we're working on the white paper and our updated roadmap as well this coming week, hopefully.
Nice.
So we need to keep everything nice and tight, nice and clean and tight. That way, because when you do marketing like that, it'll be useless to do marketing like that. And because anytime that's a new holder that comes in that doesn't know anything about what's going on or is not familiar with our community or anything, these are things that they're going to look at. Oh, they don't have a KYC. I'm not going to invest. Oh, LP's not locked. Oh, I don't want to invest. Oh, white paper's not out. Oh, I don't want to invest. Oh, roadmap doesn't look good. Oh, I don't want to invest. But when a new investor comes in and they look at a project, what do you guys look at? You want to go to look at the white paper. You want to look at the roadmap, see what they are, see what their utility is. Is there a use case? Is it just like a meme coin or whatever, or whatever coin? You want to know that it's going to last. You want to know that the devs are doxxed, and the community and stuff like that. And LP is locked. Those are very important. If you don't want to even talk to anybody in the group and you're just looking at an investment, you want to invest in, stay out and just let it go. Those are the things that are very important. So if we do advertising on a heavy load, and people come in, it's useless.
Yeah, absolutely.
Totally agree.
So,
be ready for it. It has to be well thought out.
Absolutely.
Yep.
So, with are you guys still holding the giveaway for the billboard design?
Yeah, I was gonna get that actually out today in terms of how that'll work. So, essentially the way it'll be is people submit their designs. If the design is chosen, then what we'll do is we'll go ahead and shoot out tokens to you guys. I think I said it was 100 billion tokens that someone would get, plus obviously the notoriety and being able to see your design actually out in the real world. So,
That is legit.
we want to. Yeah, what we're going to do is we're going to put a time limit on this as well, coming up here after we have our marketing meeting, so that way we can put the guidelines and stuff like that together for the official release of that. But it'll probably be something that'll run for maybe like 5 days, because we are wanting to obviously get this up sooner rather than later.
Yes.
And we have looked at billboard space throughout the United States, including through Times Square. So, we are looking at doing this big push. Again, we know other tokens have done it, and we feel, again, it's like a milestone for tokens to do. So, yeah, we'd like to be able to do a giveaway also around, people being around the billboards, right? So if you're near one, you get a picture, you're one of the first ones, maybe you get some tokens. You never know.
Oh man, that's
I like it.
yes. That is
Even
generous.
Atlanta,
You could,
man,
if you
please.
tweet it, share it. I don't care if you tweet somebody else's billboard that they took a picture of. That counts for me, you know.
What about maybe like retweets or even see if I see an ad on a web page somewhere.
Yeah. I mean, look,
Just share,
man,
just
it's
share,
all
right?
love.
That's what I'm saying, man. Hey, you guys are so generous, dude, because that's you guys could do marketing without hosting all these giveaways, man, but you guys are just continuing to it just shows you care about your investors, man, and the people that are taking the time to really utilize your guys' platforms, man. This is awesome stuff. I'm excited.
Yeah, I mean, I totally believe is what you keep is actually what you give. Think
Okay.
about that. What you give is actually what you keep, because when you give, that's gonna come back around at you. What goes around comes around. That's gonna come back around in 10 times fold. It's a blessing. You bless somebody, you're gonna get blessed on the way back. That's just my personal beliefs as well.
Absolutely.
And Rick thinks the same way too as well.
I totally agree. I couldn't agree more.
Absolutely. Wow. So so besides the big marketing push coming up, you guys got any near future things that's going to be like off your checked off the the to-do list, so to speak?
Actually, quite a few things have been checked off the to-do list on the admin side, like the CoinMarketCap, CoinGecko, updating all these tracking sites and all that stuff. So, all that is basically done in terms of further upgrades and updates. Focus obviously on the wallet is significant at this point, as well as further development of key features. Again, some of those things I mentioned earlier, the back button thing going on with Android users. I know that's a big bugaboo for a lot of people. So there's just some things that we want to address on the internal side of RedWave, so that way once integrations start, everything runs smooth.
Okay.
Definitely looking into listings as well, but we don't want to. We're more of like, hey, so Shane steps into the group. What is it? Yesterday, and goes, hey, we're listed on this, but we can't advertise it yet. But there you go.
Yeah.
Instead of saying like, hey, we're gonna be listing with this, and then it not
Yeah.
fall through.
Yeah.
So
Absolutely.
that's kind of the way we operate in a way. We got to work on a way to find a happy medium so we can actually build up hype for our the efforts that we're going through.
Absolutely. Pulse said RedWave point values will be increasing soon.
Yes,
That is
great point.
So that way, people will earn a little bit more than 500. That is something that will be happening, and we are going to get some how-to videos up. And thanks, Pulse, Shane, for bringing that up. But we do need to actually get some information up on there for people who aren't familiar with crypto, to be able to do their withdrawals. Because I have had to walk a few people manually kind of through, go to Trust Wallet, or go here and give me the receive address. So those are some improvements that you guys will start seeing as well. I know that the gentleman I walked through the other day, he was very confused. So it's pretty cool though to see people use the platform and start learning about crypto for the first time. Like that's obviously we need more information up there to help them or guide them, but it's pretty cool to see the purpose being fulfilled in that regard.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. And then we want to make Red Wave more rewarding for the community. And another way like we want to do that is like kind of rewarding for the for the content, because someone can post like 1, 2, 3, 4, whatever, 10 times a day or whatever, and then get rewarded. But we're really digging deep into like how we can reward, like, worldwide crypto, sharing their video on there. That's knowledge, that's content, that's worth, that's weight. There's some weight in there, and getting like compensated for the amount of likes and tweets and shares that post has gotten is more lucrative in the information and the knowledge that's shared on Red Wave. So that will promote and help encourage the community to actually keep sharing, content that's encourageable and suitable and beneficial to the whole World Wide Web.
I love it. I love it.
Yeah, because if you haven't seen, I do share WWC stuff on there quite often.
I see that. Yeah, I'm on there, brother. I see it all the time. I love it.
That's awesome stuff.
Yeah, again, as Hatham said, some of this stuff is in beta alpha form, like the point system. Again, it'll improve over time, obviously. So we're excited to start seeing those improvements start.
Yeah, because I've already noticed myself that the platform, I mean, it's running a lot faster and a lot smoother for me.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah, and that's also in part to the newsfeed cleanup. Right now, it's not having to load every single comment, all of that content for every single user. So that was a streamline that happened there. I have had some people say, "Oh, no, I'm not seeing anything because I only have 2 friends or whatever." But it'll encourage people to at least branch out and maybe start looking at stuff. But
Yeah.
we've heard kind of both. But at the end of the day, the cleanup was necessary. So that way, viewers get to see what they want, and then you guys can start selecting your content instead of having this flood of information.
Yeah.
So that is another thing. And then coming up here, we have some updates that we'll be pushing through that again should make it even faster. So speed is everything in this world. So as we grow, you guys will start seeing those improvements. Absolutely.
Fantastic.
I love it.
Well, man, a lot of information out there. Yeah, go ahead.
I was gonna say, I think I'm about to go buy some more wafers.
I've already increased my position this week twice.
That's what's up.
I was like, man, this red candle seems like a great time for me to hop in here.
Yeah, definitely, man.
And again, right now our volume isn't huge, right? Right now, obviously, as we pick up and the marketing and all that stuff starts to take place, you'll start seeing volume pick up. But yeah, I mean, perfect entry point right now. I know Hatham would agree for sure.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yep.
So yeah, so for those that don't know, if you're new to seeing Waifer Coin, go back to our last video if you want a full detailed explanation about Waifer and Red Wave. There's a lot of great information on there. Didn't want to get into it this time because it's already been explained. If you need it, go back to it. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, we really appreciate having you guys, man. If you got anything else to throw out there?
I just want to thank you for you guys' time. It's been a blessing being on here, and you guys are a blessing to our community in general.
Thank you.
Having you a part of Waifer and stuff, and of course, our Waifer team and the Waifer community itself, the community which you guys are a part of, is, like I tell everybody, is the heartbeat for our community. It's the heartbeat for our project. Without the community, we would die, and that's what makes us strong. And we're only as strong as our community is. And then we're very open-minded, and we're very open to people coming in and joining our telegrams and sharing their IDs and stuff, and being a part of our Waifer family. So thank you for all our holders and all the Waifer team that's working on the back end and everything, and thank you very much. I appreciate everything.
Absolutely, guys. Thank you for coming on. It means a lot for sure.
Yeah, we appreciate it, Spencer. I just want to say, if you're not on RedWave, definitely download it. It's on iOS and Android. Start earning Waifer today. All you have to do is go on, interact, comment, like, share, and you earn Waifer. So you don't have to be a holder. This reward system is open to anyone and everyone who has a pulse and can share content.
There we go. Simple as that. That's the red.
If you
wave
love your
element.
mother, download Red Wave.
Yeah.
That's all
Hey,
I say. You love your
if I
mother,
take a
Red
selfie-
Wave.
if I
Do it.
take a
Do it now.
selfie with my grandma with red wave, do I get tokens for that?
Yeah, I
There's
got
a referral
you.
link, brother. There's a referral link, so you do earn, Waifer for referring.
Ah, y'all better use my referral link so I can get them. So I can get them bonus.
Right? Exactly.
I tell you, you get your mom, you get your grandmother on board. I'll make it rain.
All right. Deal. All right. Well, you guys have a good night, and thanks everyone for stopping in. It's always awesome whenever we get a chance to have Waifer on for sure. And yeah, thank you guys for your time. I know you guys are super busy with everything you got going on, so it means a lot to us. For sure.
Yeah, and everybody, please like and subscribe. We're going to continue bringing great content like this one and great projects like this one, because we're all about long-term projects and promoting legit projects that are going to be around for a long time to come. So, like I say, once again, thank you guys. Really appreciate it. We are out of here.
Thanks, guys.